Hi, my name is Michelle Pava. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, and I'm gonna vent today. What did I just see? Today, we're going to talk about the series Emily in Paris and why I think it is completely toxic and why it shouldn't even be on the air. This is going to be a little different than some of my other videos because in some of my other videos, I monetize, and monetizing is the only way that I get paid from YouTube. So if I say something sensitive, if I even mention the word trauma, some advertisers won't even advertise with me. So I'm not going to monetize this video at all because I don't want to feel restrained in any way. Let me just state that I watched Emily in Paris and it was sort of like a train wreck. Like I could not believe it was so bad. And I started taking notes on it. And I realized it was going to be a really great case study on telling people what not to do on many levels, romantically, ethically, fiscally. It is just a train wreck. Let me first start by saying I'm really upset with Netflix, and I'm not the only one. They recently had to pull off something that was basically elementary girls that were being very sexual, and they wanted to keep it on. Maybe they didn't take it off. I have no idea. I'm assuming that they took it off because so many people were upset about it. And apparently Netflix is becoming the Walmart of entertainment because this is the kind of stuff that they're putting out. Not cool. I'm not okay with this, and you shouldn't be either. So let's start with the creator of the show, which is Darren Star. Not probably his real name. Anyway, you might know him as the creator of Melrose Place and Beverly Hills 90210 and Sex and the City. So now this comes out, Emily in Paris. And we're seeing a theme here, right? With all of these shows of making women superficial, making men flamboyant, and there's just a lot of hate and a lot of superficial going on in all of it. All of it's pretty toxic. And before anyone gets mad at me, I totally get it. It's supposed to be entertainment. It's supposed to be fiction and lighthearted and fun. And I totally get all of that, but there's a lot of ways that you can be entertained, I hope. That doesn't mean you have to scrape the bottom of the barrel of ethics in order to be entertained. And if that is the case, maybe you should think about evolving a little bit as a human being, because a lot of the people that visit my channel tend to want to get better in their life. They tend to want to heal from crazy people, and they want to stimulate their self-value, and they want to be worthy, and they want to heal. This is not the way to do it, okay? Looking at shows like that. It's going to drag you down. There's a quote out there that says, you are like the 5 people that you spend the most time with. Well, think about that if you're spending a lot of time with Netflix and shows like this. And I get why this show is catchy. There were parts of it that were entertaining. I get it. Just like if you're with a narcissist, there's parts of that relationship that keep you hooked in, but it doesn't mean that you should be with the narcissist, right? Okay, so it's the same thing with this show. I know there's going to be a lot of younger individuals watching this show, and I think it's really horrible that someone would put something out on Netflix knowing how toxic it is, because trust me, all of this wasn't like mistakenly put into the script, okay? This was put into the script for a reason, to be toxic and to drag you down. I don't like that at all. So I think the creator, Darren Star, if that's even your real name, I think the creator should be accountable, and I think Netflix should be accountable. And also Lily Collins, who I believe is the producer and the star of the program, she has been open about her mental health issues. She has been open about her struggles in her family and in her life. So the fact that she would even read this script and decide like, yeah, this is what I want to do with my life, this is the legacy that I want to leave, I find that to be incredibly sad. In one episode, she actually refers to herself as a bitch, and she refers to other women her age and people that are buying clothing as bitches. And she's talking about it, and she's trying to be really edgy and have an interaction with a fashion designer and saying, you know, we bitches are the ones that are buying the clothes and you need to cater to us bitches and whatever. I'm paraphrasing. The number one thing is you don't call yourself the B word just like you don't call yourself the N word. Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree that it's really derogatory and it brings us down? And also, is that really the way you negotiate in business, by having an emotional breakdown in someone's hotel room? Number two, she's showing you that the way to get ahead in business is to be coy, like a little injured sex kitten, and that making little pouty faces and doing all these like really strange, developmental, crazy kind of behaviors is the way to success. Going into that, she's showing herself as number 3, being promiscuous. She's absolutely so promiscuous during this entire show, and she's flirting and she's pretending to not like the advances, and she's letting men smell her hair and like this, all of this like super cringy stuff. And you know, younger girls are looking at this and they're thinking that that's the way it is out in the workforce. That's the way it is if you want to be successful. I think this is so ridiculously horrible that this is something that is being promoted right now. On top of being promiscuous, let's go to number 4. She's an actual cheater. Not only is she promoting cheating with different men, but she's also backstabbing her friendships. There's nothing about her that is ethical, yet she is wanting to come across as very forthright, very honest, and very cutesy. And nothing about her is actually ethical. Nothing about her is even safe. She, on the show, really comes across as a walking STD. And I find that to be cringeworthy unto itself, that she's kind of being flamboyant about that. Number 5, speaking of flamboyant, anyone that is on the show that you are knowing is openly homosexual is being characterized, is being shown as a character. Now, here's the difference between them and Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek highlights homosexuality and any kind of gender roles, whether straight, gay, doesn't matter, as just the way it is, and with respect and with dignity. This show treats everyone like a character, especially people who are more labeled as homosexual. They're being seen as very overly emotional, very flamboyant, and not to be taken seriously. Number 6 is almost as unbelievable as everything else that I just said. Emily is given the job of writing about a menopausal cream. And in this, she is acting like she understands it. She does a quick Google search and she comes up with an entire campaign that is accepted. The undercurrent here is that anyone that's older is actually worthless and it's seen as a job that nobody would want to have, so she's punished with it. And also, it's a quick Google search. She doesn't try to understand it. She doesn't celebrate older women at all. And in fact, the whole show really brings down older women. So what do younger women have to look forward to if this show is only celebrating cheaters and the fact that aging is a horrible thing? In fact, a punishment. Number 7, the idea that she's an influencer. On top of everything, it's so unrealistic that she catches the eye of a fashion director in a big fashion house just because she makes a weird pun and takes a selfie of herself in front of fake flowers. Everything about that is wrong. The followers that you have, how popular you are. Nothing is about substance. Nothing in this entire show is about substance. Number 8, the cyber sex bit. That was cringeworthy, and it's also giving a message that it's okay to do that. Go ahead, put yourself on video doing really awkward things. It's good for you. What could go wrong? Number 9, this is my favorite one. As a mom, as an advocate, as a human being, she hops into bed with a minor. Not only does she hop into bed with a minor, but it's sort of celebrated. At the dinner table, he comes over. After she finds out that he's a minor, he goes to kiss her and she kisses him back. She kisses the minor that she just found out is a minor that she just had sex with. Nah, that's not a pedophile or anything, right? That's not rape. On top of that, she now has a conversation with his mother, and the mother, being the dip, of course, that they want her to be as a character, has a conversation wanting to know if her son was good in bed. I find this whole thing so cringeworthy, so toxic. I think Darren Star, I think Lily Collins, and I think Netflix all should have some kind of, I don't know, community service or something, because everything that they've done with this show is toxic, it's malignant, it is not for the greater good, it's taking advantage of people who are in a lot of like kind of quarantine, isolation, vulnerable moments, and it's de-evolving who we are. We're literally regressing. If more shows come on like this, we're going to all have like fins and like horns. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's ridiculous. Netflix, get your shit together. And guys, I get it. There's a lot of things out there that aren't great. But you know what? Just because there's other things out there that aren't great, we shouldn't be celebrating another thing that's not great. I think there should be more disclaimers. I think there should be more ethics. I think there should be moral responsibility. And I think that if you're the person that's watching all of this, don't wonder why your behaviors start to change after time if you're celebrating this type of thing and you're not making the money that you wish you did and you don't have the love life that you wish you did because you're modeling yourself after the lowest common denominator. Please subscribe and ring the bell so that we can stay connected. And here's another video for you.